got a little beef with most experts out there when it comes to parenting styles. What's my beef? I think most of them are shooting for the wrong goals and that it's a big problem. I think most parenting styles try to get children to behave or get good grades or those sorts of things instead of focusing on equipping them with the skills they need to reach their dreams. Here's what I mean. If you ask most parents what they really want for their kids, most parents will tell you something along the lines of, I want my child to be happy, fulfilled, kind, respectful, and be the kind of person who goes for their dreams. And I agree, that should be our goal as parents for our children. However, that's not how most parents or even experts evaluating parenting styles actually what they try to do. What most parents are searching for, and through all the different parenting styles, is they're too often doing them because they're fed up with their disobedient child. So they look for parenting styles that create obedience. A style that makes children listen or obey. One keeps their noses clean and gets good grades so they can grow up to have a good job. But I gotta be honest with you here. I'm not so sure striving for perfect obedience is a good thing. Not from they're only kids once, so let them have fun type of perspective, but because you don't want to raise a child who becomes programmed to always do what others tell them to do. Sure, children who obey all your orders are much less stressful to raise, but they grow up to be people who are very easy to manipulate. Do you really want to teach your child that kind of mindset? Look at politics. Whatever side of the aisle your beliefs rest on, or if you're in the middle, don't you find it at least a little bit interesting that all a politician has to do is say they'll do something and people will believe them, even if the press finds like 100 examples that prove without a shadow of a doubt that they're absolutely 100% lying, but for some reason that doesn't actually matter to the public? The public just takes a politician's statements at face value. And I'd argue that the reason politicians can do this to people is because our society's parenting styles actually train our children to be sheeple, easily herded and guided to wherever our shepherd wants us to go. Here's another reason I question most parenting styles. I simply see too many examples of children who don't force their children to comply, growing up to achieve amazing things in their life. For example, the now billionaire Richard Branson of Virgin Records, I say now, he's been a billionaire for a while. His mother had one goal in mind when choosing a parenting style for him, to create an independent child. A little bit of a different goal. And that's why at the age of 4, she drove young little Richard across London and asked him if he thought he could find his way home. And when he replied something along the lines of, yeah, I think so, she said, then I'll see you home for supper in a few hours, and left him there to find his way home on the other side of London. Now, that's a parent who's got the end goal in mind, right? That's a parent who's thinking beyond just getting their child to behave. And I could go on and on with examples like Danica Patrick, who dropped out of high school to learn how to train the female body to withstand high levels of G-forces so she could fulfill her dream of becoming a professional race car driver, which she did. I'm sure it wasn't seen as very obedient when she dropped out of high school, but she couldn't have become who she was, what she wanted to do with her dreams, without doing those disobedient things. So, introducing this success parenting style mindset here. Recently, a few researchers seem to agree with me and have started evaluating parenting styles by things that matter in the real world. They've started looking at how certain parenting styles make children more or less likely to become divorced. You know, that kind of matters, right? Become high-income earners or poverty-stricken. That matters as well. Developing leadership qualities, or are they just a follower? And a lot of other real measurements for success in the world about what it actually takes to make something with your life, of your life. So if you'd like to learn more about this type of parenting style, I'd like you to go watch a video. You can go over to John Gottman's website, which is at, I want to say Gottman Institute. Look up John Gottman, John Gottman. You can find his website there, and he's got a video on his homepage kind of explaining a little bit of his overall findings about parenting styles and the effects they have on children. He's got some programs over there that you might be interested in as well. Go check them out. I think your eyes will be opened. And if you've already done this kind of stuff, feel free to tell me about it below in the comment section. I'd like to hear from you. I think it would serve us all better if we heard from people who had already tried these techniques besides just myself.